Talgat Musabayev made 3 flights into space. The Kazakh cosmonaut has set a record for the time spent in outer space. He first flew into space as a flight engineer on July 1st, 1994 and spent 126 days there. And this flight was full of various feats. Within 3 years, I managed to master the programs and pass exams, which generally took up to 5 or 6 years. Thus, I was included in the crew and flew into space together with Yuri Malenchenko. This was the first time in the last 20 years when 2 inexperienced cosmonauts who had not been there before were sent into space. In addition to this risky step, Talgat Musabayev and Yuri Malenchenko took another courageous act. They went out into outer space twice and for 11 hours and 8 minutes repaired the Mir station. Before them, the crew made a collision and the station was damaged. According to the rules, not the crew commander but the flight engineer should be the first to enter open space. Therefore, I was the first to leave the crew. As soon as I got out, I saw that we were flying over my homeland, Kazakhstan, or rather over Balkhash, and I involuntarily began to scream. Another feat of Talgat Musabayev is the conquest of endless space. During his next trip, he got in touch from the Mir station to the Almaty high-altitude skating rink Meadow and sang Abai's famous song Kozimnin Karasi for the audience of the Voice of Asia Festival. Thus, the Kazakh song and speech were performed in outer space. On January the 29th, 1998, Talgat Musabayev as a crew commander flew into space for the second time. He stayed in space for 208 days and went into outer space 6 times. He made 5 exits in 1 month, thus setting a record. In addition, large-scale space programs were implemented during the flight. During our second space flight, we docked the American shuttle. That is, the shuttle crew was also under my command. According to the rules, those who dock with the station must obey the station commander. For the first time in history, the son of the Kazakh people was the commander of the Russian, American, German, and French crews at the same time. During the second flight, People's Hero also contacted with his homeland from space. On the air of a teleconference dedicated to the international presentation of the Kazakh capital, he congratulated all Kazakhstan citizens on this event and sang a Kazakh song. Talgat Musabayev made his 3rd flight into space on April 28, 2001. It was a historic mission lasting 8 days. He became the commander of the first crew to visit the space station. In addition, he delivered the first tourist into space, the American Dennis Tito. I was full of pride that such an important mission was entrusted to a Kazakh. There were other cosmonauts, but they entrusted the task to us. Flight engineer Baturin and I practically opened the era of space tourism for the whole world. Talgat Musabayev notes with special pride that Nursultan Nazarbayev personally attended the launch and landing of his spacecraft. In 1994, after returning from the first space flight, the first president met him at the landing site. This has never happened before in history. Talgat Musabayev also always landed on the Torgai land. In general, many cosmonauts consider this region their second homeland.